Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from mindfulmarketplace.com, and in this step-by-step video, I am going to walk you through the 19 steps for using content curation to expand your brand, to add content to your platform, and to build a branded newsletter that you can use to establish authority and the appearance of expertise in your niche market, vertical, industry, or otherwise. Now, I do want to point out I have a course on this that's on our Mindful Marketplace educational platform. You can check that out here. It's still for sale. I recorded this maybe a year and a half ago. It's still incredibly salient and relevant to the needs of most of you who are really struggling to create content that gives you the appearance of authority and expertise, and also establishes relationships with your professional peers, which is really at bottom what you are trying to do as a leader or asset owner of this sort of authority site, community, marketplace, directory, etc., whatever you're building. All right. Now, again, there are certain assumptions I'm building into this. Some of you watching this are going to be not sure what some of these tools are, because this is actually taken from the course, but I'm going to walk you through the simplest way of doing this. We're using Review in this example. Review is a content curation newsletter tool. It's awesome. It's free, or at least it's free to start. They don't start charging you until you reach certain subscriber tiers, and it's really super affordable, like $5, $10 a month at most, even as you get into the 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 subscriber mark. All right, and if you are getting to that point, and using this map, you're definitely going to be making enough money to exponentiate the return on your investment. All right, so here are the steps. Step one, you're going to sign up for a curated newsletter service. In this case, I'm using Review. I also do reference another tool called curated.co, which is another great content curation platform. I recommend Review instead because it's cheaper, it's more aesthetically pleasing, and it's easier to use in my experience. Step two, you're going to install the Review bookmarklet for Chrome. You'll find the instructions for doing this in the Integrations tab within the Review backend, and you can do the same for their mobile app, and this allows you to really quickly and easily save content to your newsletter on the go. Step three, you're going to start using other people's content to do this, to expand your brand, right? It's really, really simple. It's easy, it's ethical, and it's appreciated by your niche neighbors and professional peers. I don't know if you can see this in this video, but I actually have the Review bookmarklet right here. I don't know if this part of my screen is being captured or not, I'm not sure, but it's really easy to install, and then it allows you to save everything that you come across on the interwebs for your newsletter, right? And we're going to cover some other skillful ways of doing that below. 3B, use the Google News tab to surface the most current events the most current events or recent content that's not yet found in the primary Google search. Again, you are trying to you're trying to use first mover advantage to find the most recent content that is relevant to your niche, your audience, your expertise, your community, your content creation process, etc. And you do that, in my view, most skillfully by using Google News rather than just the regular Google search, which has the algorithmic, sort of historical reference point rather than recency as the driver. All right, 3C, use Google Trends to find lateral content and dig deeper into the sort of content your audience will most likely read, share, and love. And again, Google Trends is going to give you more wider coverage. So let's say in our niche, mindfulness, which is one of the things that we're covering in our Mindful Marketplace community, obviously, there are lots of lateral trends right now in the universe as I record this on the 9th of June 2020 that are related to mental health, conflict resolution. We all know what's going on in the world right now, and we all know that finding skillful ways of solving really difficult problems is really a primary concern that our species is facing right now. And I think that, you know, in my experience in the last couple of days, using these sorts of tools to find other searches content wise that are relevant to how we can approach our audience in a skillful way and engage. And I've done some of this using these lateral tools like Google Trends. All right, number 3, use standard Google search results to find articles, stories, links, and content to share in your newsletter. Pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to use Google itself to find and surface relevant content. 3E, share popular social media posts for your niche, market, vertical, or local area. Make a short list of influencers and keep an eye on what they're posting on social media. Share these selectively to your newsletter and then mention them when your newsletter goes live. This is a really super duper, very easy, often overlooked way of establishing professional peer relationships with your, with important influencers in your market, right? If you want to be a thought leader in a given niche or market, obviously you need relationships to do this. And the fastest way of doing that is to say nice things about people in your marketplace, all right? So if you mention people on Twitter or Facebook, they will see your content. And if you're publishing content about them in your newsletter by dint of sharing their content, they are going to be very likely to reference that content, which is going to drive people back to your community, your content, your authority site, and you're going to get a lot of, respect and appreciation from other people. There's an old saying in kind of the humble brag marketing space, which is let them say it for you, right? You don't want to necessarily always be tooting your own horn or puffing out your own accomplishments, but when other people do it for you, it's a great way of shining a spotlight on what other people are saying, and this captures that whole approach and ethos in a really smooth and skillful way. All right. Next one, use popular Pinterest URLs, but use the articles themselves that are linked in the images, right? So you want to not use the images, you can do that, but you want to use actually the articles that the images reference as the content that you're sharing in your newsletter. 3G, embed videos from YouTube. Again, all this you can do from review itself. Really simple and very sophisticated tool for doing all this stuff. All right, next, articles, links, products, programs, content, and courses offered by directory members' listings on their sites, right? This is a great way of adding extra value to a premium listing if this is the route you're going, if you're charging members for listings, and a great way to promote other people's products as an affiliate partner as well, right? So all you're going to be doing is adding their products and your members you're going to be adding their products, their content, their events, their updates to your newsletter, and then sending your newsletter out to your audience, right? And promoting them and what they have going on in the world. This is a great added extra thing to say when you sign up for X, you also get Y, and Y being this extra super duper promotion in your newsletter, which if you have a nice size audience is much better than the listing itself, right? And if they have affiliate products, this is a great way of promoting, or if they have products, this is a great way of promoting them as an affiliate and earning revenue this way as well. Don't forget, guys, if you are, if they don't have affiliate programs, this is a great agency offer. You can say, hey, we'll help you set up your affiliate program and, help you, spread the word about your products, programs, sites, services, etc. And you get paid to help promote, to help give them something they really need, which is a JV, an affiliate program, a partnership program, etc. Right? This is a service that you can back end and really offer tremendous value to your community, to your members, to the folks who will benefit from this sort of offer. All right, again, be creative, do your own thing, build on the above. There is an unlimited amount of other people's content you can add using this approach. It's easy, it's ethical, and as you'll find, it's appreciated by all, right? And this is when people share my content or reference my stuff or promote my products on their newsletter, and and didn't tell me. I mean, I'm not getting notified in advance. I'm getting notified when it's live. It's really flattering and it's really appreciated, and it's never would I ever not acknowledge that by saying thank you, or I appreciate that, or it's nice to meet you, or it's great to connect, or whatever it is, and feel a genuine sense of warmth and appreciation for anyone who does that for me. And of course the same thing applies for you. All right, so now of course you can add your own content. Now you're repurposing your own content from your own website, blog, magazine, directory, marketplace, etc. Could be your own products, could be your own updates, your blog posts, listings, whatever it is. All right, use the integrations tab. Again, we're assuming you're using a tool like Review to auto-populate your newsletter with content from your Facebook page, Twitter, Medium, RSS feed, or anywhere on social media you have a profile or presence. Again, in the course itself, I have a video on how to do this. 4C, share listings from your directory. Use the link functionality within your newsletter. Again, you'll see this in the editor, or add listings by navigating to the listing on your directory and tap the review bookmarklet button to add this profile to your next issue. 4D, add products to your store. Again, this is all super duper easy. Programs, content, courses, coaching, consulting offers, whatever it is that you are advertising on your store, right? You can add to your newsletter. And again, you just skillfully weave that sort of content into the overarching, content that you have elsewhere on the newsletter. You don't want to make it all about you. You don't want to make it. You don't want to just promote just your products, just your offers. But you can skillfully weave all this stuff into the flow of your content that you're sharing on this newsletter, and people will buy some stuff this way over time for sure, and increasingly over time this will ultimately, in my experience, become a significant part of your revenue generation strategy. All right, add affiliate products. Make sure that you check the link is tracking properly so you get credit for referrals. You can do this with a sponsored section, or simply share recommended resources with your readers with whom you have a relationship. All right, now again, I covered this above, but there's other kinds of affiliate products you can add. You can add enterprise products like, let's say, GoDaddy or MailChimp, or any larger entities that are not necessarily members of your they're not like individuals or just single human beings in the world. They're like bigger companies. So for an example, I always, when I send my newsletter out to my audience, and if you're getting this and you're in my community, you've probably seen this, but I'll write at the very bottom, it'll say sponsored by or brought to you by Podia, right? Well, Podia is the the service that I use to send that email. It's also the service we use to sell products and courses and affiliate programs and memberships, etc., on our partners.mindfulmarketplace.com community. But brought to you by Podia. Well, it is brought to you by Podia, right? That is the tool and the tack that we're using to send the email, right, that people are getting. But what happens is people click on that, and it's an affiliate link that that people who then want to create their own course, their own membership, their own, software, digital storefront, etc., sign up for Podia from that link all the time, right? Or at least enough, often enough that it makes it really worthwhile. And again, that's akin to a sponsored section. I'm saying this has been brought to you by Podia, because that's exactly how it's been brought to you via the service, that the servers, the tools, the tech that Podia, is offering me to send out this whole conglomeration of content, right? So it's not a misstatement to say that, but it's a I don't want to call it my own stuff clever, but it's a clever way of getting a little bit extra attention to that section. Like, who is Podia? Who are they? Are they sponsoring Ian? Like, what is the idea? And really all it is that link. All right, this is about to end, so I think I only have a 15-minute limit on my screen capture software that I'm using on my laptop. So set a schedule, stick with it. Don't. Oh, I don't. That's good. I'm using this new program. I'm not using my normal screen capture software. I'm using something called um, I forget what it's called actually, but it's very cool and it's really, I'm not sure like how many minutes I have to use recording wise. All right, so that's completely irrelevant. Let's forget I said that. Step 5: set a schedule, stick with it. Whether you're publishing, once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a day, make a commitment to actually follow through. Again, this is the most important piece of the puzzle for all of us, myself included. I can't tell you how many times I've tried this approach in a niche with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, and I've just gotten distracted by other things and I move away. And then I think back like 6 months after the fact and think, you know what? If I had only stuck with that one newsletter that I was really excited about building and just followed my own map for that particular, niche or idea or whatever, I would have a lot of readers by now. I'd have a lot of sponsors by now. I would have a lot of interest, attention, etc. So, for every one of these that I've done with consistency, there's 10 that I've just dropped the ball. So, do this with a fierce focus and actually, you know, commit to a certain amount of like 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, and just every day, this is a habit that you are cultivating, right? If you actually don't do the above, nothing changes, nothing moves, no momentum happens, and no transformation takes place. But if you actually do it, right, in 30 days, you will have the magic of momentum. You'll have something tangible, something people can see, feel, and actually subscribe to. And it adds something very important to your asset, to your brand. It gives you more content rather than less. And ultimately, if you're building an authority site, it gives you more reasons for other people to want to connect with your community and vibe with your tribe. All right, so I hope that's been helpful. Again, there is a course on this that kind of walks through with some other videos and some other step-by-step workflows. Feel free to sign up for it. It's not expensive. I think it's $20, $19, something like that. And that's it. All right. So I hope this has been helpful. I will also post a PDF of this exact process that you can download as well. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.